In the final pre-war years, the Royal Navy laid the keels for a powerful new class of battleships, the Revenge class. Among them was HMS Revenge, designed for endurance and heavy combat. Her keel was laid on the 22nd of December, 1913, at Vickers Barrow in Furness Yard. She slid into the water on the 29th of May, 1915, and after completing sea trials, she was commissioned in March 1916, joining the 1st Battle Squadron of the Grand Fleet. Revenge represented cost-conscious strength. At approximately 190 m long, with a 30 m beam, she displaced around 29,590 long tons, reaching up to 32,820 at full load. Her propulsion system, for Parsons turbines driving 4 shafts powered by Babcock and Wilcox boilers, enabling a 21-knot top speed. Her armament was formidable, 8 15-inch guns, in 4 twin turrets, supported by a dozen 6-inch secondary guns and torpedo tubes. Armor plating reached 13 inches on the belt and turret faces, built to withstand fierce naval engagements. By spring 1916, Europe teetered on the brink. Intelligence from Room 40 convinced Admiral Jellicoe that the German High Seas Fleet was preparing for action in the North Sea. The Grand Fleet deployed, and Revenge, newly in commission, took her place toward the rear of the battle line. The stage was set for the greatest dreadnought clash of the First World War, the Battle of Jutland. On the 31st of May, 1916, the fleets collided off Denmark's Jutland Peninsula. Around 1822, Revenge opened fire. Despite poor visibility, her gunners found targets. Over the afternoon, she discharged 102 rounds from her main guns. Salvos struck the German battlecruiser Derfflinger, disabling her aft turrets, and possibly engaged von der Tann. Though not the most active ship that day, Revenge's contribution was decisive. At around 1935, she avoided 2 torpedoes with a sharp turn. Shortly after, a mistaken submarine sighting prompted another evasive maneuver. As night fell and older naval tactics faded in the smoke, Revenge withdrew undamaged, unmarked and without casualties. The following day, Admiral Cecil Burney shifted his flag from the damaged Marlborough to Revenge, a quiet tribute to her performance. Though large-scale naval battles waned, the Grand Fleet maintained vigilant patrols through 1917–18. In April 1918, Revenge participated in a sweep responding to intercepted German communications, though no engagements occurred. At the 11th of November, 1918, the guns fell silent. On the 21st of November, HMS Revenge led the escort of the surrendered German fleet into internment at Scapa Flow, flying the flag of Vice Admiral Sidney Fremantle. When the Germans scuttled their fleet on the 21st of June, 1919, Revenge responded swiftly. Vice Admiral Fremantle detained Rear Admiral Ludwig von Reuter aboard Revenge for breaching the armistice, ending the incident without further bloodshed. Born in the fires of war, tested in the clash of dreadnoughts, and trusted to uphold peace, HMS Revenge had already carved out a remarkable legacy. But her journey was not yet complete. Following the Great War, HMS Revenge entered a period of service that would define her peacetime character. No longer a frontline dreadnought idolized for battle glory, she became the symbol of British presence, quietly powerful, a sentinel at sea. And her trials were still far from over. As the 1920s dawned, Revenge rotated between the Atlantic Fleet and the Mediterranean Fleet. In March 1920, she and her sisters were in the Black Sea arena, supporting operations during the Russian Civil War and the aftermath of the Greco-Turkish conflict. In one instance, Revenge shelled Turkish positions around Izmit, then Izmid, and assisted Greek landings along the Aegean coast. Throughout the decade, she underwent multiple refits aimed mainly at improving her anti-aircraft defenses. 6-inch casemate guns were removed, her 3-inch A guns were replaced with 4-inch Mark Vs, plus new fire control directors were added. Unlike some of her sisters, she was fitted with a HACS Mark I AA director, bolstering her ability to track and target aircraft. By 1937, during King George VI's coronation review, Revenge and her class were fully present as symbols of naval tradition, even as newer ships took the spotlight. With war looming in September 1939, Revenge was stationed in the Channel Fleet at Portland. Her first duty, serving as a decoy to confuse German air reconnaissance, bearing her nameplate aboard a merchant ship to mislead the enemy. Soon, she transitioned to an urgent task, safeguarding British wealth. She carried gold reserves to Canada, first, £2 million in October 1939, followed by £10 million in January 1940, destined for Anglo-French purchases of war materials. A collision with a tanker in Halifax briefly paused her mission, but repairs were swift. In May 1940, another accident, this time ramming the Canadian trawler HMS Revenge, ended fortunately, without loss of life. Royal Navy colleagues often jested that her arrivals induced mock abandoned ship drills, a nickname born of her frequent misadventures. But Revenge's moment of combat finally came on the 11th of October, 1940, as part of Operation Medium, the bombardment of German invasion barges and transports at Cherbourg. Over 18 intense minutes, she fired 120 rounds of 15-inch shells, while her destroyer escorts unleashed 801 rounds of 4.7-inch fire. Despite accurate German coastal artillery, Revenge and her escorts withdrew undamaged, making 21.5 knots on their return journey. Following this, she resumed North Atlantic convoy escort duties, safeguarding vital shipping routes through perilous times. By August 1941, Revenge had completed compass trials in Bermuda and joined a convoy escort mission through Freetown en route to the Indian Ocean, protecting routes to the East Indies and beyond. Later, other ships like Royal Sovereign relieved her so Revenge could remain in Mombasa, continuing her duty to shield convoys critical to the war effort in Africa and the Middle East. Following the war's end, Revenge had reached the twilight of her career. Aging and less capable by comparison to modern battleships, she was considered obsolete. By May 1949, she was decommissioned and towed to Inverkeithing, in Scotland, alongside her sisters, Nelson and Rodney. There, her service quietly concluded as she was broken up for scrap, a dignified end for a ship who had weathered 2 world wars. From her austere birth in 1913 to her silent dismantling in 1949, HMS Revenge served through an age of transformation. She began as the pride of Britain's dreadnought fleet, stood vigilant in interwar peace patrols, safeguarded her nation's wealth, bombarded enemy coasts, and protected convoys across oceans. In doing so, she bore witness to the decline of the battleship era, her final mission carried out not in display, but in steadfast service. HMS Revenge stands as a testament to endurance, duty, and adaptability, reminding us that even as technology and tactics change, the spirit of service remains constant. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. You can also subscribe and explore our channel for previous battleship videos. Bye for now and Godspeed.